Hello and welcome to second round coverage from the 2018 Jonesboro Open presented by Prodiscus. This is the third stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and we are coming to you from the Disc Side of Heaven course in Jonesboro, Arkansas. BigSexy commentary, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
Round one, we saw a new course record, Garrett Gurthie out of Gainesville, Florida, dropping a 14 under. Pretty hard to even imagine the round that good. And three other scores that came in right about where you thought the lead card would be at 12.
Yeah, G's is back. Yeah. As we established in Waco, good old G's, double G's. He's throwing a lot of birdies out there. Hole one, par 3, 450 straight away, no out of bounds, but it's a big crush.
Yeah, it's definitely a crush, even though it's a valley shot.
Garrett Gurthie. Yeah.
This is always a great way to start your round off with a nice full throw. For Garrett, this is probably like a slow putter.
But except he is a Floridian, and despite there not being any snow on the ground, this was earlier in this very day, this tee pad was covered in snow. So to him, it's very, very cold right now.
Sure. It's cold for anyone who has feelings and sensations in their body.
And this is perfect.
Yeah, that's about what you expect. Garrett's a very smooth player. His distance is impressive.
Conrad.
But it doesn't look like he's exerting too much energy. He just gets so much spin and torque behind the disc.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of those low line shots that are traveling like at basically 637 miles an hour.
Yeah, just below the speed of sound because you don't want a sonic boom to bother your competitors.
But he does throw a sonic.
That's true.
One of the rare guys on tour that does.
And James, a little turned over there, but he caught some trees and spit through to maybe a circle 2 look. It'll be a long putt.
Eagle McMahon, obviously off to a really great start this season. Took a break from the Waco annual Charity Open event, and he's back here for his second stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Oh, no.
And it is cold.
Oh, what tree?
Yeah, that's living life, right? But there you see the flag moving pretty quick. We have a pretty nice tailwind in this hole, which
Wysocki.
is going to help these drives not turn over too much, but as we've seen a couple already that turned over, it's kind of surprising, actually.
Yeah, probably most of these guys are going one disc flippier than they might have originally thought with the tailwind in.
Mm-hmm.
See what Rick's got for us. This looks great.
Yeah, much more direct right at it. Kind of the Garrett Gurthie line. Didn't quite get up the hill as high, but we're going to see what kind of round Ricky's up to with his putting. It's kind of been subpar lately.
Yeah, I mean, still great, but...
Yes.
Ooh, James, just a little bit low.
Anything that doesn't go in from 45 feet from Ricky is subpar, though.
Yeah. Ooh, man, the wind was really playing with that.
What are we about 50 feet here or so?
Man, I thought it had made circle 1.
Yeah, wow, there we go.
It doesn't matter, but I thought that drive hit was much closer. Look at that tongue flapping.
Yeah. Michael Jordan style right there.
Man.
Great way to begin your round.
Net.
Yeah, from way downtown.
And G's makes easy work.
Yep, showing why this course is suited for his game. Big power, but he's also got, a manageable forehand.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the best players off the tee. Only thing that can really get in his way is if he's not feeling the putt, which I guess that gets in everyone's way.
Clearly, he's feeling the putt thus far.
Sure.
Considering he's got a grand total of 4 pars. No, he had a bogey. Did he have a bogey?
No, I don't think he had a bogey, but you don't shoot 14 down unless you're making putts too.
Yeah. Hole 2, par 4, 820 feet through the valley, way up the hill, under the low ceiling. OB comes into play very late on that left side. This is a crush. I mean, these guys are going to try to go up the middle with the backhand, get as much as they can. Some of these guys throw so far that they could actually make the second shot pretty manageable. Really, correction, all of these guys throw that far, but...
Oh, and Garrett has thrown an early shot. It looked like it may have gone through those early limbs, but that is way up there.
Holy
Anything?
cow. Yeah, that's by the 250 stake.
The 250 stake is an indication of a crush off the tee.
That's the farthest shot I've had the pleasure of witnessing on this hole.
Oh, and Ricky just off the right side. That's a 2-time champ skip right there, though. I mean, he's in a position that You could see a shot get to the pin from there. Mm-hmm. It's going to take a superhuman effort, but it's not completely out of the picture. James has turned over a second drive in a row, and this is heading towards the bad place. That is no-go.
The bad place.
Yeah, that is the bad place. And I think Eagle's lining up the big high Anheuser.
Showtime.
Yeah, I thought that he might be doing something like this.
Is it going to flex?
It
No,
has
not
turned
at
over
all.
too
It's
much.
in the bad place.
He's in the place where bad dreams are created. This is going to take every bit of a full driver shot. This far uphill.
Miss that.
And
Oh, that's a good kick, though.
Ricky Kicky up to it again.
Yeah, he's out. He's in the open. He'll be jump putting up to the basket there. Most likely able to take an easy par. Maybe he'll get frisky and try to run it.
Frisky Ricky Kicky Wysocki?
Yeah, man.
All right. And James, all you can do from there is, and that's a really technical shot there. That's a quality forehand. James does not like to go to the forehand, so to lay that down in the right angle and get up to a pretty manageable place for his save that's a good shot.
Here's the first real good view of how thick that rough is.
Yeah.
You could see all the vines and thorns. Eagle having to just kind of throw up a big hyzer trying to get anywhere on the short grass.
And if you go into the bad place, the best you can really do is leave yourself about 220 to 250 left.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty solid throw for the third shot there. Eagle showing that's not too much for him to handle there with a nice approach. He's going to have about 20-something feet left for his par, but
Yeah.
that's certainly within Eagle's range. He's been putting so well this year.
And we finally get to Garrett's drive.
And that's his Rock 3 that he was throwing quite a bit at Waco. And he's going to want that one back.
Yeah. Not as much fade at the end as he's looking for, but still pretty makeable putt.
I mean, anything that's putting for birdie is phenomenal in this hole. I mean, it's averaging 4.46, almost a whole half stroke
Wow.
above par. And that's only the sixth hardest hole on the course.
Wow.
The conditions on day 2 were completely, I'd say, a full 3 to 4 strokes harder than in round 1.
Yeah, much colder, much windier.
And Ricky, nice little jump out, like you said. But there was just something that made this course seem so much more difficult.
See if Garrett can connect here. Oh, no. But easy par. Eagle with a little bit more difficult par look here.
Oh.
The bad place claims another victim.
Yeah. It's a 98% ratio of victims claimed.
Yeah.
If you've had a bad incident with the bad place, please call our hotline at 1-800-BOGIEVille.
Good par there. Eagle settling for bogey, and Rick will take par.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the par on this one.
I'm playing it for par.
Yeah, not even dreaming of the birdie.
I'm not even trying to dream. Hole 3, par 3, 435 feet again across the valley. They really make good use of this rolling hill property. Really fun place to play. But this one you're going to need to get a little bit of turnover on the disc because you do have that barbed wire fence along the left side that's out of bounds. So if you throw a pure hyzer, most likely going to end up OB.
And this is probably a fairway driver for G. Although that was pretty low with some Anheuser. That might be a stable driver. It's kind of hard to tell with him. He really does stretch out any discs. He likes to club down and throw a full shot.
About, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, I was playing in Las Vegas, and it was when Garrett was, still touring more. We were playing together. The hole was maybe like a 400-foot hyzer. As
Nice
Ricky
shot
throws
from
a
Rick.
nice shot here.
Yeah,
Ricky
beautiful.
right into circle 1. 400-foot hyzer. I went destroyer, got her up there. Garrett went to the bag, grabbed a gator, put her in the circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
was-
Gator, 400-foot hyzer. That
was
makes sense.
kind of weird.
A disc that has a potential of 240 feet when thrown hard.
Yeah.
And this is the third straight shot we've seen James turn over here. I wonder if it's a cold thing. I mean, it's definitely breezy, but he's going to need to clean that up.
Certainly that's the miss you want, though, as opposed to the out-of-bounds miss on the other side. I feel like I've been really making sure that the disc turns. Because this is kind of scary right here.
Yeah, this is scary. It's pretty thickly protected.
Oh, he's okay.
And you get 1.5 meters from the fence there because it's barbed wire, so they like to give players a little bit of safety room, which I think is
That's smart.
very smart. I think there should be a mandatory 1 meter up to potential 2 meters from barbed wire. We don't want to see anything bad happen. Wow.
Yes, very smooth.
Nice adjustment from the last putt there, and that'll squash out the bogey into a par there for the last 2 holes. With the patented eagle stomp off.
Oh, man.
Mm. And Ricky in with it. His birdie.
Great birdie.
I hate to say it, but I feel like Garrett's crux is putting in the wind. Because he has such a hyzer angle, it really matters what side of the basket he's on so much more than a flat putter or a spin putter.
I could see that.
It's a very lofty putt, so it just requires perfect pace and geometry, and all that stuff is just not quite as much in play for the other type putting styles.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. Hole 4, par 4, 630 feet straight away. You got an OB island on the right, OB on the left, OB deep, OB everywhere around the green. So you're gonna see, you can see a roller here, but the wind wasn't great. So I would expect some low backhands from these guys, trying to get up there past that 250 stake and then just make a putter play to the basket.
And something about the conditions in day 2 made this one so much tougher. This was traditionally one of the easier birdies on the course. During round 2, it averaged over par at 407.
Wow.
It all of a sudden jumped to the 11th most difficult hole. And it's a big change from the 3rd easiest hole the day before.
Oh, big hyzer. This is a risky play, but awesome play. If
My goodness.
Goes big all the way around the OB island.
Oh my goodness.
There's nothing to worry about from there.
That is humongous.
Yeah, he's probably just 150 from the pin.
Wow, if it wasn't windy, I think he'd be busting out the Sonic from there.
You might be right.
Jame is turning over a bit, but wow, somehow got over the ceiling and still threw it.
Whoa.
That's just as big as Garrett's shot.
Pretty close. That's a crush.
And very fortunate to get through those high limbs.
Rick's got to put some mustard on this putter shot. Beautiful.
Wow, what touch there from that distance. Kept it within 15 feet. That's a phenomenal display of what Ricky's worked on so much over the last couple years.
Uh-oh. Eagle with a surprising flip there. He's going to be way right. I think James throwing a gator there. Whoa.
Good thing the keen wall is there.
Yeah, but not going to like that putt. He probably thinks he's quite a bit closer than that.
Yeah, you definitely can't see the skip and slide.
Look at this, dude.
Oh, Garrett.
Whoa.
That needs to get down.
Oh my gosh. That was an errant shot, to be sure, but what a drive.
And Eagle with a 48-foot ticker. Oh.
Wow.
He was just too close when he's inside the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, hot hands right now. And I'm not saying that because he's wearing gloves.
Ice cold stare, though.
Yep, that's part of the package. Wow, and so James is outside the circle. Little step putt there. Little gallop back to the bag.
Oh, shoot. That's going to sting because his drive was the
Yeah.
drive of the tournament on this hole.
Yeah, he's already... You basically all but made birdie with that drive, and he's going to have to settle for a par.
Oh, and the headwind gets Rick nose down.
Uncharacteristic. Wow. So Garrett and Rick really leaving one on the table there.
Absolutely.
James and Eagle from outside the circle taking big birdies.
Yeah, they big putted him. Hole 5, par 3, downhill 495, but you got the OB lake and this strip of OB across the fairway. So if you want to go for the green, you've got to really play that risky shot, go big, and get all the way across. We'll see if the bird, he's running up slow. I think the bird's thinking 3 here.
If Eagle McMahon is playing 3, you should too.
You might want to reevaluate your game plan.
I did not see that land, but I'm
I
assuming
think
it's
got to be inbounds.
fine. That was quite wide for a while, but I don't think that
It was so high. I mean, it was going to swing.
Yep.
James is putting some juice on that. You can actually go OB on the hyzer play.
And the wind was
That's nice.
there, but not really affecting the shot so much in this condition.
Yeah.
It's just breezy, which makes it kind of uncomfortable. You're a little bit unsettled. You don't know what the wind's going to do, but it really wasn't blowing enough to affect the shot, at least not on this one.
Yeah. It was very cold, though. When that wind would pick up, it would be just feeling like 35 degrees.
Yeah, it might have been 45, but certainly the wind chill was closer to 35.
And here's the go for it shot.
I don't know. It looks like he's laying up.
Yeah, I might be. It's probably a AVR.
And that is going to...
Get through.
No, don't do that. No.
Oh, man. Couple of trees to beat. He needs that a little bit more to the right. He'll have a 60-footer, perhaps. No, he has to go to the drop zone.
Yeah, there's a drop zone on this hole if you go out of bounds.
So he's going to have to go backwards to the drop zone and just lay up, take his 4, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a bummer for Garrett. That was such a good-looking shot.
Good. That looked kind of crushed out of his hand, but it turned out just fine.
Yeah, it's still, after missing the last hole.
Yeah, there's not really any gimmies on the cold.
Right.
This is basically a winter tournament now, so everyone's putting is
exactly
taking a big drop.
I really wish that the snow had not melted, because it was a dusting over the entire grounds of this facility.
Yeah.
In the morning. So
I saw some videos of the pro women just slipping and sliding on the tee pads, though. So shout out to them for battling through that, but I'm pretty glad I didn't have to.
Yeah, thank you for what you've done for us.
Yeah.
Maybe they just stomped out all the snow. It didn't melt, they just stomped it all out.
Yeah. The bird is putting clean right now.
Yep. One mistake there on hole 2, but since then it's cleaned it up.
Yeah. Good putt.
Up and in there for his bogey 4. On a day when not a single player in the field birdied this hole.
Not really surprising.
Yeah.
It's so tough.
Average.
I mean, if Garrett's the only one going for it on that card, you got to imagine it may be 5 or 6 guys.
I was surprised at James then. He's been quite aggressive lately as well. So.
Yeah. Hole 6, par 3, island hole, 315 feet downhill to this green. If you do miss it, you go to a drop zone. As long as it's not a headwind, this is a pretty doable shot. Into it, once the wind kicks up, it gets much more difficult. Looks like Eagle's going to take the forehand. Just got to keep this pretty low or throw it really, really high.
That should be inside the wall.
Oh, wow. That's why you don't throw it high, but he got a great break there. Hit the logs, and he's in.
James trusting that JK Aviar to turn over, and why not?
I mean, yeah.
Goodness gracious, what a beautiful technical shot there. That deserves every bit of the FollowFlight here. I mean, that looks like an early release out of his hand, but look at the trust in that thing. Just turning late, breaking, heart job.
That's awesome.
I really like this hole because it's at this distance, you can take any disc in your bag and just throw it into that hillside and give it a little bit of an ace run. So
like this?
Just lifted last second, but I mean, it just challenges you at this distance, which is a very common pro shot distance.
Yep.
What do you go with? Garrett goes with
whatever your number one play is.
Looks like Garrett's going with a Star Rock 3.
Don't do that.
No!
Oh my gosh. So that's a little gate for people to walk through. I kind of don't think it needs to be there. It's pretty easy to step over those things. And it is a little bit, it doesn't feel quite fair that Eagle's shot is hitting those posts. And Garrett's coming in on a much slower speed. Is just finding the most unlucky break. But, I mean, I understand why they put it there. It's nice. It's a nice look to have the gate go through. But, man, that's tough.
Wow. It could even be something like where the gate opens and closes behind you or something. I mean, shout out to the staff out here
absolutely.
for a beautiful wall.
I mean,
it's exactly. We're not trying to knock the wall, but that's just such a bad break, and you hate to see that on the league card.
Yeah.
Oh man, tough break. And Garrett's a player that's he's always keeps an incredible attitude on the course. You never see him throw any fits. It's not gonna this isn't gonna affect him.
Yeah.
Outwardly.
Yeah.
We'll see how he can internally get back after that break. But man, that's a two-stroke swing right there.
Yeah, definitely. Hole 7, par 4, 615 feet. This one is pretty well guarded up here at the green. I think the best play is to get pretty left off the tee and then take a forehand or a turnover into the basket because it is a little bit more open from this side where the drone's flying now. If you're coming in hyzer from the right, it gets a little bit dicey.
Not that far of a par 4. Second easiest hole in the course to scoring average, 3.63. This is one that you want to definitely have the second shot somewhere near that circle putting for birdie.
Definitely. This is tough for James when he's got to take that big run up and the tee has that. Mm-hmm. He really does not like to shorten his run up.
Yeah, and Disc had some strange nose-up angle that we don't typically see from James. He's really great at driving through the disc, and that slowed the disc down tremendously. He did not get the distance that he'd like on this hole.
Ricky moving left, but is he going to find that tree? Good, he's past it. That's really the only trouble spot.
It looked like he didn't really even want to bother himself with trying to play the hyzer. Just sometimes it's best on this hole just to get as much distance as you can and just figure out the short technical approach.
Yep.
Garrett's going turnover?
And hyzer at the same time.
Oh, no.
Dang.
Are you kidding me? And to the worst possible spot. Now he can't really lean out and throw the forehand because the tree is right in the perfect angle. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that is rough.
I mean, that thing was moving.
James with a nice forehand.
Wow. Wow.
Man, and this is
such a bad break.
Can he execute here? It looks pretty good.
Wow.
Go, go, go. Edge of circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good from there.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, it could have been a lot worse, but I would have loved to see where that drive would have landed.
Eagle swinging it nice and wide. Easy little skip. He'll be dunking.
I wish we could just, if you could jump to the basket and dunk it in the air, we should allow that.
Of course, a tall guy would say that.
If you can go between your legs in the air and dunk it, it should be allowed. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And there you see that left to right crosswind. Hyzer putt just got smashed down right out of his hand.
Yes.
You got a putt that was so much steam and so much confidence. It's so difficult to do that. And James coming out of there with a short tee shot with a birdie with a really nice approach.
Ricky birdies. Eagle birdies. And Garrett. These last 3 holes have not been kind.
And the card has moved past Garrett. He's at 13. The rest of the card is at 15, 15, and 16.
Hole 8, par 3, 324, elevated basket tucked behind this big tree with lots of thorns and other small trees under it. So if you go in there, no guarantee you're getting out in one shot. It's a great mid-range turnover or a big high forehand.
And we're going to see that big high forehand here from Eagle, and that's
Does
looking
that have
short.
enough distance?
He's got a lot of power with that big high hyzer, but yeah, he's caught the edge, but
Ooh, good. He's on the grass.
yeah, that could have taken a turn for the worse there. 2 feet in the edge there, and he's having to pitch out.
Mm-hmm. This is James with that MD4.
Again, this is a little bit too much turn here. If he gets a good break, he can look out, but
It's going to be very technical putt from there, I think.
yeah, I'm going to guess he's going to be laying that one up. And Ricky, to avoid the wind, goes low shot here. Wow.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a great shot. And the first forehand we've seen from Garrett today. That looks really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just didn't get any skip whatsoever. Which you can kind of see with that bankment there. It's going to slow this down, but not that much.
For sure. James, ooh, he had a line at it, but he's left himself a little bit of work left.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, that flag stick isn't moving too much. Wow.
He will keeping it going.
Such a confident pace and perfect nose angle and completely flat, so the wind can't really affect it in any way. It's
nice.
a good putt from Garrett there to get things going again. Something to think about. He's at even par now through 8. At this point yesterday, he was 7 under par. The only hole he had missed was the impossible to birdie hole 5.
Wow.
Which that's basically a birdie getting a par on it.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, and James does splash out. He's going to have to take a bogey.
And that's the risk for going for that shot when you don't really have that much of a look in the woods.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's the second day in a row Rick has hit that link. Because
Yeah.
I played with him round 1, and he putted it and made it, and I was like, Rick, don't scare me like that.
Well, he did again.
Yeah, he didn't listen.
Well, maybe a lesson to be learned there from James. That's such a risky putt to go for with
it's
elevated
tough.
basket with a downslope behind it.
Hole 9, par 4, 750, very, very tough. You have to hit a gap off the tee, try to find the landing zone, but really there isn't a landing zone that feels like an easy approach. You have to get past this next tree and then battle with this really slopey green.
And that's ideal right there to flip up. It just needs to not go too far left. But that should be fine for the backhand hyzer approach.
Yeah.
Really, as long as you're not stymied behind or under something, you're going to be okay to have something go up near the green. The initial thing is obviously just getting through this gap, as Ricky and Eagle have done magnificently well.
This is really good. Stayed nice and straight. The angle should be better from there.
Yeah, and if you could place it anywhere in the fairway, you'd probably take that drive and then push it another 10 feet, and then that would be like, this is as good as I could possibly do.
Yeah, if this goes right of the tree, that's still not horrible. But
He's close enough to the under ceiling there that he should be able to get through it without really any difficulty, I think.
James really leaning into one.
Wow. And another turnover, and this one is a hole where a turnover is a viable option. I'm not sure if that's what he's going for.
I wouldn't suspect it is, but you never know. I mean, that really did turn quick. But now he's left with a standstill shot from really a lot of distance. This would be amazing if he had enough distance on it. I doubt he does.
I mean, he's still got 150 left from there.
Yeah, maybe. Garrett going back to that rock.
Well, this is looking pretty nice. This needs to get under the low ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything in the circle is a success here. I mean, this hole, the approach is just so tricky.
Yeah, heck yeah. He's inside 30 feet and putting for birdie, and that's a bonus already.
Eagle comes up short. It is hard to judge that second hyzer. I keep throwing it short no matter what. I gotta just go fast disc, I guess.
If you blast it long, you're going to be in that thick bramble that you saw that I was in yesterday, and there's no way out of there. And I was only 45 feet from the pin, and I had to pitch out, and I couldn't even get up and down. So it scares you when you're throwing your approach here to really avoid going long. And I mean, there's just so many things that scare you about this approach. You can't see it. It's so fast.
Yeah. Ricky's disc took a brief visit to circle 1, but you could see that hillside. He skipped right out of there.
And if you hadn't watched last year's coverage, you need to check out Ricky's approach, either round 1 or round 2, where he was under the tree.
That Garrett was under.
And threw a sidearm anhyzer that skipped up and hit the basket.
Yeah, incredible.
And then still rolled to the edge of the circle, and I think he made the putt.
Oh my gosh. I thought that one was in too.
And when you're
Great
feeling
looking putt.
it, you're feeling it. Garrett for a huge birdie here. Come on, Garrett.
Nicely done.
This hole averaged 4.5 half stroke, and this is still only the 4th hardest hole.
Wow.
There were only 4 birdies on the day.
Wow, only 4.
Only 4 birdies on the day. Garrett, Paul McBeth, maybe you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Cameron Messerschmidt, and Oklahoma OG, Coda Hatfield, who's back playing with Disc Golf Pro Tour. It's great to see him playing.
Definitely. That about wraps it up for our front 9 coverage. You can see Ricky with a nice 26, Eagle at 27, James 29, Garrett bringing up the rear so far, but coming off a nice birdie right there. See if we can put something together on the back. You guys got to come back, check it out. We got some huge crushes coming up. This course finishes super tough.